So I get asked a lot, what is the thing that I love most about real estate more than anything else, and what drives me crazy about real estate? Hello, my name is Brian Teyssier, and you have tuned into another Road to Closed Quick Hacks. So I'm going to answer the question, what do I love most about it? So I've seen over the years a lot of people say that, they love helping families. That's more important than the paycheck and anything else. And it's kind of cliche, and I kind of want to stay away from that answer because it's been used so many times. But realistically, that is kind of what it comes down to. You may have some real estate agents that are just out for the almighty dollar, aka used car salesman. And then you have the other ones that are actually realtors. This is our career. We have coaching. We go to meetings. We go to the office. Not that you have to go to the office, but it's not just a paycheck to paycheck type thing. And those career-minded realtors are sometimes likened to important trades such as lawyers, doctors. Now, by no means am I going to say that I've been through even close to as much schooling as a lawyer or a doctor, nor am I saving lives, nor am I keeping people out of jail or getting them divorced or whatever it may be. But I think what we're trying to say there is buying a home and or selling a home, or if you're doing both at the same time, is usually the largest financial decision and transaction that most people are going to make, more than sitting down with your financial advisor and planning for retirement, more than going into your doctor for an annual or physical therapy or a chiropractor or getting your teeth cleaned or a root canal, more stressful as well than if you got a parking ticket or if you have to sue somebody. It's been proven that buying and or selling a residential home is usually more stressful than that, and it's usually the largest financial decision out of all of those things. So you entrust a realtor, you entrust us. And that's something with me that's not taken lightly. Since day one, before I've even had a sale, back in 2007 until 2023, I've always had the same mindset in mind, and that is I treat my clients' money as if it's my own money. And I'm I spend my money very intelligently. So I don't just need to sell and look for another paycheck. I want to make sure you're happy with the transaction. Some transactions are tougher than others, and there's just no happiness between either party. But I try to do my best to make everybody that I represent feel like they've won, like they want to use me again. And I get a lot of repeat business, so I must be hitting that. So that's what I love most about real estate, is basically just doing my job and then seeing them, the client post-closing, write the reviews that we ask them to do. If they take the time to write the review and they write a nice one and then they use me again, then I know they were happy. So the thing I love most about real estate is guiding them through very successful transactions to the point where they're willing to use me again. So the thing the thing I like least about real estate is once a year it seems that I get a client that we are just oil and water. Sometimes they personally attack me, and I don't mean physically. You make my life miserable, unnecessarily miserable. I'm not saying you're a needy client. I have a lot of needy clients. And honestly, whenever I'm in a position where I need to use a professional service, I'm very needy. I like to ask a lot of questions because I like to know answers in order to make an educated decision about whatever the process is. For instance, it was a root canal at one point in time this year. Buying an exotic car, I just bought a 720 McLaren. I don't just throw out the money. I like to do a lot of research. I like to ask a lot of questions. So not needy clients, but there are some once a year, for whatever reason, I hit a nerve with them. They hit a nerve with me. We hit a nerve with each other. I always maintain professionalism. I never personally attack. If they start attacking me, either on social media or email, whatever, I fulfill my professional obligation and then I block them and I just end it. But once a year, it always happens. I'll never forget 2 years ago, an ex-friend of mine that used to live in the building, we were good friends, and he started out, first thing he said was, I'm going to be the worst client you had. And I thought that was kind of odd. I'm not going to get into it. And I'm thinking, wow, why would you take pride in even saying that? Why would you do something to not be the worst client I've ever had? You can get from point A to point B in a real estate transaction successfully without being to be completely honest with you. Even if you think you know more than your realtor, which a lot of professional people do, business owners, doctors, lawyers, they always think they know more than us. You don't have to be, for lack of better terms, don't be a Dale. If you follow my other videos, you know what I'm talking about. We could coexist. So I know a lot of agents might say, oh, the 24 hours, you got to be on call, 365, people bothering you late at night, people bothering holidays. That doesn't bother me. And I knew it's all about levels of expectation as well. That's why I try to help my buyers and my sellers understand what you're about to get into and how the process unfolds. I give them a document and a website that breaks it down before we even start so they can see the process. And I even put how long each step's going to take. Because if you ever signed a car wash, for instance, something so simple, the car wash, most car washes tell you where you are in the process and how much longer you have to go. I'm thinking, Jesus, why wouldn't I do that we're talking about buying and selling houses, the largest financial transaction in your life. I should probably let you know where you are in the transaction. So it's all about level of expectation is kind of what I'm getting around to. So I knew, again, from the first day I started real estate, there's no secret the real estate agents work on weekends. The whole cliche, the joke of us always on our phones. It's funny until we're working for you and you need us on our phones. But I knew going into, level of expectation had been set in my mind that I would be working weekends, holidays, and I love it. I do open houses every weekend, almost every weekend, Saturdays and Sundays. And it's just part of the job, So the least favorite is going to be the one personally attacking client I get at least once a year. I've already had mine in 2022. She, different story. Maybe in a future video I'll talk about I had a video, if you watched a couple weeks back, my most memorable bad client, where I divulged a whole bunch of details about the transaction. That was probably 3 years ago now, so I felt pretty safe revealing the things. So maybe once a year I'll do my most memorable client, but I want to let a year or so pass by. So the wound's not so fresh, so to speak. All right, so I'm Brian Teyssier. That is Road to Closed, quick hacks. If you're ever wondering what your realtor's favorite thing and least favorite thing about the job is, I can't speak for all realtors, but those are mine. Realtors, if you're watching this, don't be bashful. Please comment below, reply to the email, text me what's your favorite thing or least favorite thing. Our clients, our customers, they like to hear these things.